Hey everybody, what's up? It's your girl BondyBlue, and I am back for another podcast. This time I am doing Bel-Air, which is available on Peacock. This is season 1, episode 1, Dreams and Nightmares. And the episode starts off, first of all, with us seeing the new Will. You know what I'm saying? Because that's his name, but it's so funny since that's Will Smith's real name. But either way, the new Will is on his throne, and it is one of my favorite songs by J. Cole. You know what I'm saying? Role models. First things first, rest in peace, Uncle Phil. For real, you one father that I ever knew. Listen, we're not going to get into it because I'm going to mess up the words. But either way, I want to say off a rip, I feel like new Will is giving old Will vibes for sure. Okay. It's befitting. All right. But I love the beginning of it. I just want to go ahead and put that out there. Shout out to J. Cole. So let's go ahead and get into the rest of the episode, shall we? So Will is very much giving Spencer James from All American. Okay, he's good in school. He's got his best friend. He's winning at basketball. He has a great mom, single mother to support him, be at the games, cook him breakfast, cheese, eggs. It's a whole situation. Okay, so he's doing well where he is. Will is a big deal around his parts, and you can tell he does not want to leave the area where he is a big fish in a small pond. And whenever you are a big fish in a small pond, there's always a hating crab ass nigga named Darnell to remind you that you have haters as well as lovers. Okay? Darnell is the hood nigga in the neighborhood, mad at Will for being good at ball, walking around with a gun in his waistband, threatening Will and his homeboy when Will tells him, get the fuck out of his face with all of that, extra shit talking about if he wouldn't have went to juvie, Will's ass would be on the bench. Boy, please, okay? You were in juvie, which means you were not putting in the effort, okay, to play ball. Cut it out, sir. Cut it out, okay? Anyway, this pisses Will off. He is fuming. And Darnell said that they pussy asses wouldn't come down to the basketball court that night. Well, y'all know Will gonna go down to the basketball court that night, okay? And we already know what it is. He gonna whip Darnell's ass. Darnell gonna act like a bitch. It's gonna be some type of melee, some type of situation. And West Philadelphia, born and raised on the playground, is where I spend most of my days, chilling out, maxing, relaxing on cool off, shooting some b-ball out some out of school when a couple of guys who were up to no good started making trouble in my neighborhood. I got in one little fight and my mom got scared and said, you're moving with your auntie and your uncle in Bel-Air. Okay? The homeboy Trey got a gun. And he just has it for protection, but we already know what's going to happen. They're going to have to pull that gun out of the book bag. So Will goes out there, and head drug dealer in charge, who needs to be worrying about a dental plan, tells Will that he can play two of, I'm guessing, the hood niggas that play ball. Child, I don't know, I don't care, but he's got to play both of them. If he wins, the drug dealer will give him $2,000. If he does not win, then he has to come and ruin his life and sell drugs for him. I was just kind of like, this is when you walk away and go home because you have nothing to prove to the niggas who will either be dead in jail or still here on this block 20 years from now when your life is way more comfortable. Darnell got his ass whooped, didn't like it, and decided to throw a basketball and missed Will and Trey by at least 1.5 feet, my nigga, a yard maybe. I don't even know. But he ends up hitting head drug dealer in charge in the face with the basketball. And then when he realizes head drug dealer in charge is about to get on some rah-rah shit, he skips off like a bitch. I thought you was about that hood shit. I thought you had a gun in your pocket and all of that. But look at you, skipping off into the night like a ho-ho. A whole head drug dealer in charge yokes Will up after Will tells him he's just mad that his whack-ass homeboy lost, okay? And to hand him his money in 20s. And dude yokes him up and tells him he's his bitch. And Will was like, I don't know who this nigga think he talking to. And he decks him. A fight breaks out. The head drug dealer in charge's homeboy start jumping Will's homeboy Trey. Will doesn't know what to do. He goes in a book bag with a gun. He fires a warning shot. Everybody skedaddles, and then he pulls the gun on head drug dealer in charge that now feels like, if you don't kill me, nigga, I will kill you. But then the police show up and you would have been like saved by the cops. But no, not really, because he's thrown in jail immediately. Immediately. The next morning, Will is being released from the jailhouse early, and head drug dealer in charge is in the cell across from his and is wondering how he's getting out so quickly, talking about, oh, he must have snitched. Nigga, he was the one that got caught with the gun. What the fuck are you even talking about? Okay, who's gonna snitch on you when he was the one with the gun? Okay, he's screaming to Will he better watch his back, and I would have been like, boy, fuck you. I would have been talking all the shit. He gonna try to kill you anyway. It would have definitely been like, boy, fuck you. You're moving with your auntie and your uncle in Bel-Air, okay? He's sad about it. His mama is worried and scared because her son might end up dead. Okay, you better know the hood niggas can't afford plane tickets to LA right now. Okay, so he was safe. And now we're in LA, we're in Bel-Air, we're in Los Angeles, we're at the beach, okay? We're at the Hollywood sign, we're in the mountains, okay? We're in the valley. And he's in a nice old school being driven by the new Jazz. Will and Jazz stop so he can collect himself, and Jazz gives him this really great advice about what to expect of Los Angeles, meaning that people work 3 jobs for a pillbox size apartment that they share with 3 or 4 other roommates, all so that they can be close to the majesty that is Los Angeles. But he tells him you will lose yourself, or you can. So don't forget where you came from, because they will make it very easy for you. When Will is dropped off, we get to meet the new Jeffrey. It's giving accent. It's giving big dick energy. It's giving house manager and not butler. Okay, he pays Jazz $200, $50 overpriced, and takes Will into the beautiful home of his aunt and uncle. All right, there's beautiful black art all over the walls, and there is some type of fancy party going on at the exact same time. So Will is arriving while Uncle Phil is trying to schmooze because he's running for district attorney. New Aunt Viv is chocolate, beautiful, and giving refined. It's giving Michelle Obama. It's very much giving first Aunt Viv. And then we come to Hillary, who is creating food and pastries for the fundraiser, not exactly a party, and she looks amazing. It's giving I do something instead of, oh my God, I'm so bored, but I'm rich. You know what I'm saying? Hillary never gave I do anything. And in 2022, I guess that's just not cute. No matter how much money you have, for you as a black woman to not have your own career goals in life. I mean, we know eventually Hillary came to the understanding that she wanted to be a weather girl, but I'm appreciative of the new Hillary. First of all, being brown skinned and reflective of the parents that she has. No disrespect to the first one, but we all know what it was hitting for. And secondly, because she is apparently a social media influencer and she wants to be like a chef and work that into a business based off social media. She basically wants to do like the Tia Mowry situation. Okay, child, we do love us some Tia Mowry over here on YouTube, child, on HGTV, child. Wherever Tia Mowry pops up on my TV about to cook something, I'm about to pay attention. You know what I'm saying? So that's what it's giving, okay? And Hillary looks damn good. Okay, everything, girl, everything. Ponytail, legs, face, all of it. Love it. Apparently, Carlton not only thought he was going to have a growth spurt, but he's the Jackie Robinson of lacrosse. Does that mean that he's the first black lacrosse player or some shit? Like, make that make sense. Will gets dressed, runs over to hug Uncle Phil, and the black men around him look at Will as if they don't even understand what's happening in this moment, as if they've never seen a kid, you know, happy to see their uncle. Like, I don't know, something about the moment just made me feel like, now what's wrong with these niggas? Uppity Negro number 1 is Levi from Sparkle. Last time I saw him, he was doing a bid for selling drugs, trying to be Satin Struthers number 2 and allowing him to stole on his old lady. So I don't know what the judgmental looks are about, but these 2 Negroes got me feeling away. Why Will can't say hey to his uncle? Will tried to thank his uncle, but he hurried up and hugged him and quieted him because, of course, he doesn't want any of these people that he's looking to give him money to know that his nephew just got out of jail or that he just got his nephew out of jail. Okay? Will is doing a lot and it's cringy. You know, he's hugging people he doesn't know. He's dapping off black men that look like they haven't dated a black woman since they were in high school. Thank God Jeffrey comes and interrupts this cringy ass scene. Uppity Negro number 2 did point out that the nephew has some swag, so he must have a story to tell, which means later on this situation will be used against Uncle Phil as he's trying to become district attorney. Then we see little Ashley, just as adorable as she want to be, smart and conscious at 12 years old. We're looking forward to seeing more of her and Will annoying the fuck out of all the family members. While Will is ordering a Philly cheesesteak from a chef, Mona Lisa comes up. Apparently, we are introducing Lisa at the very beginning on this version of Bel-Air. And she is cousin Carlton's ex-girlfriend. Seemingly, the only reason Carlton came over to speak to Will is because he was talking to his ex-girlfriend. And you can tell homegirl Lisa was very disappointed when she found out that Will was Carlton's cousin. But I feel like that should not stop you from dating him. I'm sorry, y'all. I know that everybody wants to be like, oh, that's my childhood, children. Who cares? Y'all liked each other for 5 minutes. Move on. Will is genuine and Carlton is not, and that is definitely learned in their little back and forth. Carlton, after having a passive aggressive moment with Will and saying one day they'll have a conversation about why he's really there, he goes to his sisters and fakes the funk as if he's happy that Will is there. He always wanted a brother. And I'm like, see what I said? Fake as fuck. Uncle Phil gives a speech about how he is tired of the way the criminal justice system is working in Los Angeles and he wants to change that. And Will has a perplexed look on his face as if he is wondering what his uncle's motives were saving him. So after they have a conversation, he's wondering if he was used as a prop and if he's going to just be thrown to the side whenever the campaign is over with. Uncle Phil wants Will to lie to everybody and say that he came to Bel-Air just for education. And Will is not feeling it. Then he gets a phone call from Trey saying that, you know, the big bad drug dealer in the neighborhood, you know, the head drug dealer in charge, as I've been referring to him as, has been threatening Trey. And Trey is scared because everybody in the neighborhood thinks that Will snitched and that's why he got out so quick. But we all know that that's not what happened. Either way, I feel like, I don't know what Trey want Will to do, but that nigga wants to kill Will. So this whole situation is not good for him to go back. And I'm glad that when he called Jazz to come and get him, Uncle Phil and Jeffrey saw his dumb ass on all of the cameras and stopped him from going back to get killed by resident drug dealer in charge because Trey dumbass had the gun in the book bag. Stopped you from getting jumped. Now you want me to come back and die. Nigga, you leave too. Tell your people to send you down south. The fuck? When they go inside, Uncle Phil tells Will that he needs to be a smart young man and take this opportunity at a second chance and put his ego aside. And he promises him that he will have a shot at having the best life he could have. He's going to do everything in his power to help Will do that as long as Will does not fight him every step of the way. Okay? And we all know eventually Will gets on a good foot. Okay, so we're looking forward to that moment. But right now, I am absolutely loving this more down-to-earth version of Uncle Phil. Even though Uncle Phil always had his moments. At the beginning, Uncle Phil was faking the funk with the classical music and all of that shit. When he know good and goddamn well he danced to Parliament when he was in college. Okay, so, you know, I think this Uncle Phil is not going to give you that type of fugaziness. It's gonna be more about the politics of it all and putting on a face for the public than it is being that way within his home. And that's more realistic to the type of family that he has. In a real black family, When Uncle Phil is married to a black woman, he is not in his house talking about where's the classical music and all of this. Yeah, you might like it, but you also listen to all of the other shit too. So I feel like we're going to get more of a Obama version of Uncle Phil. And I'm looking forward to it. I'm liking it already. I don't hate him. You know what I'm saying? I couldn't stand Uncle Phil those first couple of episodes, you know? The next morning, after some dreams and nightmares, Hillary is cooking breakfast for everyone in a bomb ass pink blazer, which I feel like nobody would allow bacon grease to pop on. So, unrealistic moment here. Like, why would she be cooking in that beautiful blazer? That doesn't even make any sense. Like, did she even have something covering it? She probably did, but still, I'm like, girl, bacon pops on shoulders, okay? But either way, she's making breakfast and everybody is doting on her cooking skills and how she's about to be in, what is it, Haute Cuisine? It is a magazine about, obviously, haute cuisine. And it's something that Aunt Viv got for Hillary. But it's low-key shade because she wants her to go to, a school and become, a world-renowned chef first and then, use social media. But sis wants to go a different route and she feels the shade from Aunt Viv for wanting to choose said different route. Carlton is tasked with showing Will around, and it seems neither of them are happy about it, but my husband seems to think that they genuinely enjoy each other's company. I don't fucking see it. Either way, he takes him to lacrosse practice and then tells him to frolic freely after telling him to keep his head down and follow his lead, to which Will is scoffing, like, follow your lead, my dude. You're a lame. What do you mean? But, Carlton thinks he's a cool black guy because he's around a whole bunch of lame white people. So they make him feel like he's cool, I'm surprised his girlfriend was black, to tell you the truth. I'm not even gonna lie to you. Child, frolicking includes Miss Lisa, who's on the swim team. And Will cozies up to the side of the pool. The next thing you know, they all in each other's teeth and face. So, I'm sorry, but never in my fucking life have I wanted to mute Bobby Shmurda. Especially not Hot Nigga. That is one of my favorite songs of all time, but I do not want to hear some lily white, I'm going to grow up and be racist white boys, because I'm already racist, but I think I'm not, because Carlton's my little friend, aka my minion. Okay, that makes me feel cool. We're not even going to get into it, but they're in the locker room dancing to Hot Nigga and throwing out nigga like it's the only word in the song. And of course, Will, being a black kid from a black neighborhood, is like, Carlton, what the fuck is going on? I'm gonna punch this white dude in the face. And then Carlton jumps in his face like he needs to stop. They get home and he tells him he played the race card. I played the race card? You were laughing and grinning as white boys were saying nigga in front of you like it wasn't even an issue. You're a sellout, okay? Like, what are you doing, Carlton? He ain't with the culture, okay? And clearly you ain't either, brother. Carlton says what a lot of you men say about how can we expect white people to not sing the songs that they sing every day. Well, just how we expect black people to live in a system of racism, just as we expect black people to not take up room, we expect black people to take more pain, to be stronger, to be strong black women all the time, and to be black mandingos all the time. And if you don't have a big ass and you can't dance, see, bitch, you can't tell me, okay, about how it is hard and it is unfair. You can't tell black people that something is unfair to white people who have literally made life unfair for us on so many different levels that we don't even have time for this conversation, Carlton. So I don't want to fucking hear it. Then Carlton calls him boy and tells him to kiss his rich black ass. I'm like, oh, really? Really? Like, oh my God, he's just despicable. Get it off my screen. Aunt Viv comes in. What's going on here? Nothing. Oh, you want to play it cool? You don't want to tell me to kiss your rich black ass in front of Aunt Viv? Child, get him away from me. Aviv basically tells Will that if he gets along with Carlton, he'll get their respect, therefore more freedom to enjoy his time in LA, and therefore giving him a motive to go to this stupid ass pool party tonight. Will tries to go and talk to Carlton about allowing him to go to the party with him and finds him snorting what he calls Xanax off of his little table in his closet. And it's like, you sure? Does it look like cocaine? It's different, y'all. Carlton is a sellout the way he was before, but he's stylish. The motherfucker is stylish. You have to give it to him. And on top of being stylish, he seems to have a confidence about himself that is more updated. But Carlton from before had confidence about himself as well. So similarities, but still differences. Will runs into Lisa at the party and they end up sitting at the beach and talking. And she tells him that she is actually at Bel-Air Academy on scholarship, and they remind her of it every single day. She says that she wonders if Will knows all of what Carlton has gone through, especially since she didn't even know he had a cousin from Philadelphia. And then we see Carlton sniffing more Xanax, quote unquote. Carlton's whack ass white homeboy, Chad Connor, whatever the fuck, is bucking Carlton's head up about how he looks like a punk sitting on the sidelines waiting for Lisa to come back to him when it looks like she's moved on and he's in denial and he's acting like a little bitch. And I'm like, I think that's so funny because white dudes always run their mouth and they end up getting laid out and then acting like what a complete and total bitch. So he turns around and sees Will and Lisa dancing and kissing by the pool, runs over to Will and throws him into, well, pushes him into the pool. And Will can't swim, and his fucking pool is a whole nother level deep. And so Lisa has to jump in to save him. And Carlton seems to believe that she was flirting with his cousin to make him jealous. Boy, we forgot she was here. Then they get Will out of the water, and Carlton doesn't give a shit. Carlton and his homeboy got some shit to talk, and so Will lays that ass out. We got to see him lay the white boy out, but we did not get to see the punch to Carlton's face. And I'm so upset behind that. I wanted to see Carlton get his ass knocked out too. But that's the end of episode 1. Come back for episode 2. See y'all next time. Well, y'all will hear me next time. How about that?